this is the 25 word thing, is that a guy riddled with depression wants to end it all, however someone is intent on getting there first. And the basic idea is that this guy's really depressed, he's like lost a family member, and he's just sitting on a bench just kind of thinking about it, and he's really upset. And you see him like go to a place on his own, which is like, we're going to found a little abandoned building, live in a local park, which we're going to use. And you hear the gunshot, but you don't actually see what's happening. You just kind of see the shot, and you don't actually know what happens to him. And it's kind of the investigation, finding out what happened to him.
Yeah. So with the settings, like you said, the exterior for the first scene will be in the local park where he will be murdered or where he kills himself, and then for the rest of the opening scene, it will be in an interior where the detective will sort of work it out in a way. And then moving on to the characters, the person who's going to die is called William Arthurs. He feels like he's lost everything because he's suffering with depression and all that after a person had died. And the detective will be called D.I. Riley. She will be a woman detective because I feel that we need a female lead because that would be good for gender equality, I think, and that's, you know, we're starting to get into that in the industry now with films, so and all that. But she shows leadership as well by her body language and the way she is dressed and all that.
So the main events are when he obviously like kills himself, but does he kill himself? And the idea is we want the whole thing to kind of hinge on that moment. At one moment, like, it'll be really close to the beginning. We just want everyone to be really unaware of what happens, so the rest of the film can be just about the investigations. The main character really is the woman who's investigating it, not the guy who kills himself, because we kind of it's her finding out what happens to him. And yet I kind of want the audience to be really into it, wanting to know what happens to him. The genre we've gone for is kind of a psychological crime thing. I thought it would be quite interesting to do because we didn't think it would be too hard to shoot. Yeah, it would still be an interesting idea and quite an interesting premise to make a film on.
Yeah, so the conventions within the psychological is mental states and suicide, because that's basically psychological, because the victim is in a bad mental health because of like obviously the loss of his relative. And for the crime, obviously the conventions, there is a detective, there's evidence on to whether it's a suicide or a murder, and it's also a mystery because throughout the whole film you'd be wondering if it was suicide or murder. Perhaps it all.
For a backup, obviously we're using the local park we're going to use because we think that'd be a good place, or no matter what weather it is, we've got a good place to show him on his own, and we can use a wide shot to kind of show that he's really on his own in his mind, not just like, yeah, he's on his own in the park, but to give a really good impression of what he's like in his mind as well. As a backup, if it does like rain or anything, we can get like an umbrella or try and find some sort of way to protect the cameras. Obviously we don't want the products getting wet.
Yeah.
Okay.